Welcome to Story Unplugged.
My name is Evangelist Professor Ebenezer Fabi. I was born precisely on the 3rd of April 1942 in Nigeria, Ogun State, in a town called Idogo, and that is in Yewa South of Ogun State. My parents, my mother and my father, they are from Abeokuta. My father was an Negba man. He's from KC, Abeokuta. And my mother is from Uwu, Abeokuta. But there is a lot of history that made them to give birth to me in Idogo. I grew up in Idogo. Idogo happened to be a railway terminus. And the train was known for taking the people and helping to carry their foodstuffs and agri productions to Lagos. So that made Idogo to be a very popular place. My mother actually started taking me to church, and I grew up to see myself in the church. And by that, I was influenced to music through the church. I grew up to be a member of the choir, a member of the school band, and later on the school band leader. So I was influenced to music, and that was how my journey into music started. In those days in the school, I was good in drama and music. And it was right from that age that I knew I was a star. Because through my musical performances, I play all percussions in the school. I was loved by both the teachers and the pupils in the school, the elementary school. So much that when I stepped my feet into the ground of the school compound, the shout of obey, obey here and there dominated the scene. And from that moment, people generally love me because of my musical performances. We have a band. Those who are elder, the elderly people, were the one who formed the band out of the Boys and Girls Youth Club. So it became a group. Egbe. And Egbe Ifelodun. Then Ifelodun Mambo Orchestra came out of Egbe Ifelodun. There I was a superstar. Though the elders were the one who established the band, the Egbe. But there I became the star. I lead, and at the same time play instruments, and I play all instruments, and I lead, and I compose. So if anytime I'm not there, things are not happening. My mother didn't want me to be a musician, for he thought that would disturb my education. For she was having the mind of our son to be either a lawyer or a medical doctor. So she was looking at music at this music would not allow my son to be focused to face his studies. So she did everything she could do to talk to me as a good mother, telling me that was not the right path for me. But my interest was there, and she'd be asking me, don't you like to ride the pleasure car? I will answer her, I would like to ride the pleasure car. She would tell me, if you want to ride the pleasure car, then you have to stop beating drums all about. Face your studies. If you are a medical doctor or a lawyer, you have money, you have car, you ride a pleasure car. Don't you like to go to London? Those days, going to London was the ambition of parents. I will answer my mother, I like to look, if you want to go to London, stop beating drums all about. One thing led to the other. I choose to be a musician. I asked my mother, why is it that you don't want me to be a musician? She told me precisely, musicians live bad lives. They smoke, they drink, and she doesn't want her own son to smoke hemp, cigarette, or to be a drunkard. Then I promised my mother that I will go into music and I will not do all those things that she mentioned. Thank God, I promised her that I will go into music and I will be a good example. I thank God that God helped me. Every promise I gave to my mommy, God answered my prayer. I became a star. And the rest about Ebenezer Fabi is history. My actual name, when I was named Ebenezer Olashupo Oluwaremilekun Aremu Omo Fabi. Obey, there was nothing like obey in my name. It was in the school. In those days, when in class of about 30 pupils, when the teacher is teaching a subject and he draws his examination, his test, teachers were never satisfied teaching pupils, and they loved the children to quickly understood what they taught. But if it appears that we are not coming up quickly to understand what the teacher is, so out of 30 pupils in the class, he may need to cane 12, at times 13, at times 14. We used to line up. If you say 4 lashes, everybody will give me your hand, 4 lashes, one by one. But none of the pupils want to receive that punishment of caning easily. So the pupils want to explain, and the teacher say, "No, I don't want your explanation." So that was where it come to the point of obey first and then complain. Let me give you punishment of caning you. 12 lashes, 6 lashes. After that, whatever explanation you want to say, after I have caned you, now explain. So, obey first. Obey first. So, the teacher knew that by the time you receive 6 lashes, you are not the one who will explain anything. Exactly. Because by that time you are crying. Yes. So now, to punish 15 pupils, shouting obey first, and then complain. There's need for somebody else to help the teacher. And who? It is the monitor or the class prefect. And as the class prefect, so I will escape. The prefect will have the privilege of not being caned. And because you are the prefect, so as the teacher line the pupils, the prefect stands, I stand there and say, obey first and then complain. So by that, when I entered the school in the morning, I said, obey. That's how it became part of my name. It was so difficult for me to remove it from my name, because I was more popular by that name in the town, in the school, everywhere. So I don't have any other alternative than to put it and make it a compound name. Ebenezer Obey Fabi. That's where Obey came from. And it registered up to today throughout the world. Many don't even mention Fabi. Ebenezer Obey, Chief Commander. Talking about the talent, the gifts. I was supernaturally talented. I was gifted. So I don't learn, right from the school, I don't learn all the percussions. I don't learn them. And in those days, we have few artists that were recording. So Adelu Akisoya was the one that was training then. His band then was Adelu Akisoya and his Rio Lindo Orchestra. And they call the kind of music Adelu Akisoya played, they call it Agidigbo music or Mambo Orchestra. So I play Agidigbo music. When I listen to the record, the gramophone that plays the record is not played every day. It's only on Sundays. And it is only on Sunday that we have the opportunity to listen. But when I listen to that record once, they don't need to play it the second time. I have known all the songs just by playing it once. So initially, I was not taught music by anybody. But as I started music, I moved closer to late Adelu Akisoya. I composed so many songs. I have my book that I wrote my songs. I went to him one day and introduced myself that I'm a good composer. I like to sing some of my composition to him. And he listened and he said, wow, you are indeed a good composer. So he encouraged me. I was very close to him. To hear that I'm a good composer from a composer of the caliber of Adelu Akisoya, that thrilled me and it really helped me. But when I get to Lagos, I now like to feature with the bands. I just go there, take any of the instruments. When I do that, they don't want me to go. They, please come and join us. Please come and join us. All over. I was just doing it as a hobby. And that was how I met some old men who were looking to hire an amplifier. And they could not find one. And I just saw them playing guitar. One is playing guitar, one is singing. And I was curious, I followed them. When they got to a place at Olumoroko Street, they stopped. They didn't know I was following them. Then I heard them talking about, oh, God, where will you find amplifier for tomorrow's engagement? I understand what they are saying. I said, Baba, are you looking for an amplifier? I know where you can get one. They look at me. You, this boy, are you an angel? How? I said, I'm a musician. When you were passing through our house and I saw both of you singing, I followed you. I enjoy what you are doing. That's how I've been following you. I said, you are a God sent you. You said you will get an amplifier, and I took them there. They got the amplifier. Can you follow us? I said, what is when you? I said, play all. That was how I followed them. Then I was a clerk. But the money I got that day was almost my salary. I was on £3 salary. And that night, I was given £2. Then the old Baba said, don't worry. Every day we take you along. We play at nightclubs. They combine their names. The one who play guitar is Akinbomi Savage. The Baba who play is Abengo Mayana, Gbangboshe, Gbangboshe. So, and that was how. This thing is sweet. Money is coming out of it. What I took as a hobby. So it was there. Fatal Dollar was playing with J. Waraba, late J. Waraba. He played Agidigbo, and I play Agidigbo, so I took my Agidigbo, I scored what Fatal Dollar played. It took me more than 4 hours. Who is this man? Because ordinarily, if I take my Agidigbo, whatever anybody play, I will run in with it 5 minutes. Who is this man? I asked them, do you know the man who played the Agidigbo? They said, yes. Oh, Rolling Dollar. He used to pass through here. Waya Lolo. He's a wonderful man. I said, I'd like to meet the man. One day when he was passing, they said, this boy has been looking for you. And I greeted him, said, I'm an Agidigbo player. What you played in that record, ordinarily when I take my Agidigbo, I will score it, but then he told me that. He asked me, how many fingers do you use? You can use one finger to play Agidigbo. You can use 2 fingers. That's what I know. I said I use 2 fingers. Oh, he said that's why it was not. He said I use all the fingers. You use all the fingers? Yes, sir. And when he took the Agidigbo and he started, I said, I'd like to be your friend. He said, don't worry. And that day, he had a guitar on him. And from that spot, I said, I just like to know your house. I would like to be visiting you. He said, fine. So from that spot to his house, I composed 5 songs with the guitar that he was playing. He said, but boy, take more. You are a talent. That's how we became friends. But I really cannot do without seeing me. He will come to my house. I will follow him to his house. He will follow me to Half Road because he's playing, I'm composing. That was how we met. And God used me to form his own band. God used me to form his own band. And when he formed his own band, I was his second in command, the captain of his band. That was the journey. So, for that, I played under him for 6 years. Akedairo came up with his own style. And it was different. Adelu Akisaya, Ambrose Campbell, fantastic Baba. And the Bakari, those are the fathers of Juju music. Ojoge Daniel, Tunde King, Tunde Nightingale. I have different I saw them as stars, and I study their styles, and I know they were unique. So that was why I came out. Because a musician to be successful, you must have an identity. I came out with my own version of music, high life. I lean towards high life for my own kind of Juju music. That was why me. That was the first hit. It was different. My style of guitar there and everything, different. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi ṣe pẹ̀lẹ́pẹ̀lẹ́, different. Ọmọ wa rí sọ́jà, different. So I combined that to have two kind of music. I have that music, and I have my own style of Wambe music. And why I did that is that the younger generation then, they love good percussion music. So for people in the higher institutions, they hire my band in those days for that purpose. The elderly people who want to enjoy themselves. So I was able to have two kinds of music, one for the youth, one for the elderly. And both was working. Ọmọ wa re sọ́jà afẹ́sunkún, àbọ̀dé sọ́jà ẹ̀kún adẹ́rìn. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gbàdúrà fáwọn ọmọ wa tó re sọ́jà. I have a little cough, but àlọ́ adára, abo àsàn wọn o, gbégbé ìgbésòkò, ìwà jẹ́ o, tẹ̀bí tọ̀rẹ́ o, ẹyẹ má ronú wọn, gbégbé ìgbésòkò, ìwà jẹ́ o. That was during the war. And at the same time, ọ̀rẹ́ mi yẹ ṣe pẹ̀lẹ́pẹ̀lẹ́, wáyé bá ń fẹ́, kó rọra jayé o, ayé ò fẹ́ ní fọ́rọ̀, àforí ẹni. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi yẹ ṣe pẹ̀lẹ́pẹ̀lẹ́, ẹsẹ̀ gírí nílé àńjọ̀fẹ́ kú o, a ò mà rẹ́ nìkan, erin kú o, mọ̀ngúdù fi jẹ, ẹ̀fọn kú o, mọ̀ngúdù fi jẹ, mọ̀ngúdù wá kú kò rẹ́ni tí ó jẹun o. Ayé le o, ọ̀rẹ́ mi yẹ ṣe pẹ̀lẹ́pẹ̀lẹ́. Those were high life music. That is Juju. So, and then I composed Juju for the elderly people. I composed that. My determination when I was recording those numbers, I want to reach my fans, my listeners, my admirers. And I thought, how can I keep them? Number one, my composition. They are either prayerful numbers or storytelling lies that will teach people some lessons. Number three, the secret, the melody of my music. I choose my word, I choose my melody, and I choose my title. For instance, many of those songs that once I start the first line, people were singing, some of them are 50 years old now. I recorded Olóyìnbó in the year 1967. No, Olóyìnbó was actually 1960. 65, because Omohan Researcher was 1966 during the war. I recorded Kosomoto Leader 1972. If you take 1972 to 2017, calculate it. So some of the records, 50 years, 40 years, 45. Still, people can't. When I start, they sing after me. The reason is that because my melody, my wordings, and my title. And I say, ọ̀rẹ́ mi ṣe pẹ̀lẹ́pẹ̀lẹ́. That is an advice. Already, ọ̀rẹ́ mi ṣe pẹ̀lẹ́pẹ̀lẹ́. It's an advice. And the way I sang, they composed the song, it's an advice. Ṣe pẹ̀lẹ́pẹ̀lẹ́. Take life easy. Táyé máa ń fẹ́ kóró ajáyé ayé òfẹ́ ní fọ́rọ̀. Àforí ẹni. Ṣe pẹ̀lẹ́pẹ̀lẹ́. So, ọ̀rẹ́ mi ṣe pẹ̀lẹ́pẹ̀lẹ́. Everything I said is in line with my friend. Take life easy. It's an advice. And it has a deep meaning. The same thing, I said, I want to compose a song and release a record that when people want to go out in the morning, they would like to play it. Then I compose, Anjade lolo ni Elédùmarè, Ìjáde wa ká má pàdé àgbákò. Ohun tẹ́ ó jẹ là ń wá lọ bàbá, ká má pàdé ohun tí ó jẹ wá. Ẹni Ọlọ́run là ló lè káyé já, nítorí rẹ̀ mo ṣe rọ̀ mọ́. Agbọ́kànlé mi má jẹ́ kó dòfo. Bàbá mo gbọ́kànlé ọ, ó dọ̀wọ́ rẹ o. So I've committed the day's journey, the day's everything to the hands of Almighty God. So everything that I'm saying about myself, people who bought that record are saying the same thing to themselves. They want it for themselves. Nobody want to go out, have an accident. We are going out today to look for what we are going to eat. Please don't allow what we are looking for to eat us. So those are the kind of things. I'm merciful. Then my melody, and I simplify. When you don't need to compose a song and you want them to go and find a teacher that will teach them that song. No, simple melody. I'm merciful, Lord, ọ̀rọ̀ mi lọ́wọ́ Olúwa ló wà. The day I sang it, I just sang it once. Everybody dancing, they caught it. And they were singing it after me. As if today they have listened to it before. I knew by the time I record that number, it's going to be successful. I was on the stage, I was in Idori. And after the sound check, my guitarist was just doing so. I said, oh, go on. Bass, you add something. That's it. I just look up and I must go along that I told my boys, repeat. They repeat. By the time everybody on the, then I started hale kole mommy rara mutilala fẹ̀yìntì mo lọ́lúwa ọ̀rọ̀ mi lọ́wọ́ Olúwa ló wà. I must go. Everybody. What I taught them there is, all I want them to say is, I must go London mueda o ọ̀rọ̀ mi lọ́wọ́ Olúwa ló wà. And I was leading and they were responding. So when your music is, when you simplify your melody, and the melody must be a sweet melody. Ears cannot resist a sweet and a melodious song. Those are the secrets. So my advice for upcoming musicians is that they should have a meaningful lyrics that people can relate themselves to. When you do that, you are going to have hits. All you need is to establish yourself in whatever business you do. You need to establish yourself. Make yourself known that this is my specialty. I've made people know that I'm a good composer. The secret is what I said. Simple lyrics, good melody, and meaningful. Because of that, people, whatever I release, when I release this, they go out, they buy it. And they were waiting, they want to buy, they were expecting. So when I released this in another 3 months, I was not resting on my horse. I've come out with another new thing I release. The more I release, the more people were buying. So, and I was enjoying it because that gave me an opportunity to express myself in what I know how to do best, composition, to attract people to my songs. So even if I don't record, they will ask, why? This 3 months, we have not had you. When? Please give us another one. So because I've established myself, that's what in any profession one has or one does, one must establish himself and not to rest. You have to think and try as much as possible to give the best. A company have done some research to see that I'm the artist that have the longest, that have 1,000 and something tracks of music. So that means that means with the totally I say that I have recorded over 100 albums. But amongst them we have singles, we have extended play, and we have long play, singles, EP, LP. Before we now come to the days of CDs, that we now sold over 100 albums. So in total. So that is the total. Which one do I? Well, each time I go to the studio, I went to the studio with determination that this record must be better than the one. So with that, I love all my records, but they did better than the performances of each record differs. But the music, you have silver, you have gold, you have platinum. I didn't have silver at all because I've sold far more than silver. All I have is gold and platinum. So that shows. So I love all of them. There's none of my record that I didn't like. I love all of them. Talking about legacy. Well, we thank God. In my record, Baboni Kete Kete, I sang a song there. Come and die, Ebenezer, do your best and leave the rest. Ilé ayé fúngbà díẹ̀ ni o, ọmọ aráyé ẹ ṣeré o. I've played my part, and I thank God for giving me the opportunity, and I thank all my music lovers all over the world who continue to enjoy and to patronize my music. All those songs that I sang, they are legacies, they are advice, they are songs that are there and they will be there. People will continue to learn and to say something there. But my wishes is that the younger ones can pick up from where we have kept the work. They can emulate those good things that we have actually laid down. They will not regret it. They must be hardworking and move closer to God.
This is Story Unplugged.